The one thing I know for sure is that when we come to understand that someone is into drug abuse, we tend to distance ourselves from them, we stigmatize them, we marginalize them, and we blame them for every societal problem. But what we don't do is asking the question, why do these people get into drug abuse? Why sometimes even the people we least expect end up becoming drug addicts? It seems drug abuse does not discriminate. Perhaps it isn't just about the person who abused the drug. My name is Yusuf Kewezango, and I'm a 300 level medical student from the University of Maiduguri. Honoring International Day Against Drug Abuse and as a suggestion by the ESCOS of Borno State Medical and Dental Student Association, BOMSA, bringing to this awareness becomes a priority. Drug abuse is a vast topic, and I believe we cannot exhaust every aspect of it. But the part I've chosen to talk about is a crucial one. Starting with why do people abuse drug? It could be due to psychological problems like depression, anxiety, unstable home environment, peer pressure, inadequate supervision, and poverty. If we look at all these causes, they have one thing in common. These people are disconnected. They're disconnected from a bonded family. They're disconnected from a caring society. They're disconnected from a society that provide them with job opportunities. And even in the case of peer pressure, we might think it's because they want to blend. But I can say they are still disconnected from the right peers because good friends will not drive you into abusing drugs, knowing that it is bad. So when people are disconnected from these aspects, they tend to find something to connect to. Drug abuse seems to be a favorite one, simply because at the beginning, it puts them in a state of euphoria, taking away their pain, their anxiety, their depression, but then in the long run, becoming a problem to them, and they becoming a problem to the society. I'm not going to delve into the physiology or the science behind how several drugs affect the system of individuals. What I am at is finding the solution to this problem. And I believe the most important aspects in solving every problem is finding and reinforcing its prevention. In an attempt to find the most effective in this subject, I came across the work of a Canadian psychologist, Professor Bruce K. Alexander, who did an outstanding research on the psychology of addiction. His research suggested that social and environmental factors like isolation, lack of environmental enrichment play a crucial role in the development and maintenance of addiction. To break it, when people are happy and healthy, they tend to connect with other people, they tend to connect with their family, they tend to connect with their friends, they tend to connect with the society. But when they experience things like trauma, anxiety, depression, pain, shame, they find it difficult to connect to their friends, they find it difficult to connect with society. And for that, they tend to connect with drugs. And what do we do when we find out someone has begun to abuse drug? We tend to distance ourselves from them. That favors the development and maintenance of that habit of abusing drugs. Understanding that, Professor Alexander coined his belief that we do not have social problem because of drugs and drug abusers. Rather, we have drugs and drug abusers because we have social problem. And if we can work on that, then we can help in dramatically decreasing the rate of drug abuse. How do we do that? We can start by simply maybe parents working on maintaining and providing a stable and caring environment for their children, stakeholders providing job opportunities to those that are into drug abuse. I've watched interviews of many drug abusers saying that they are into drug abuse because they don't have a job. They get up from bed not having a thing to do. And they feel like they are a burden to the society. They feel that they are a shame to the society. And then they want something to connect to so that they can take themselves away from that feeling of burden, from that feeling of shame. And then they get into drugs. And many times you find out that these people that are into drug abuse are poorest They have a lot of skills in a lot of aspects, in one or two things. They're very skillful, but they never get the opportunity to invest into that. They never get maybe a second opportunity to invest into that. And given that, as I said from the beginning, maybe it isn't just about them. And every one of us can play a crucial role in developing a society that does not favor drug abuse, because there will be a lot of other attractive alternative rather than getting into drugs. So maybe it isn't just about them. It might be about us. It might be about the society they are in.